ande manokuya okuya bu 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 ande nane n'igwe n'ụwa Chukwu n'okpuru ụwa Jehova bụ ahụhụ gị onye dịka gị n'igwe n'ụwa chi anyị n'okpuru ụwa omega m ahụhụ gị onye dịka gị n'igwe n'ụwa chi anyị n'okpuru ụwa Jehova m ahụhụ gị onye dịka gị ọmalite ọlụ a n'ime anyị ọ ga-alụ ya lụọ ọgwụgwụ chi anyị malitere ọlụ a n'ime anyị chi anyị ga-alụ ya lụọ ọgwụgwụ Chukwu malitere ọlụ a n'ime anyị adịghị alụ ya lụọ ọgwụgwụ eze malitere ọlụ a n'ime anyị chi anyị ga-alụ ya lụọ ọgwụgwụ eze malitere ọlụ a n'ime anyị ọ ga-alụ ya lụọ ọgwụgwụ adị malitere ọlụ a n'ime anyị chi anyị ga-alụ ya lụọ ọgwụgwụ eze malitere ọlụ a n'ime anyị eze ga-alụ ya lụọ ọgwụgwụ adị malitere ọlụ a n'ime anyị adị ga-alụ ya lụọ ọgwụgwụ chi anyị ebidogo chi anyị alụbago Chukwu malitere ọlụ a n'ime m ọ malitere ọlụ a n'ime anyị ọ ga-alụ ya lụọ ọgwụgwụ chi anyị ebidogo chi anyị alụbago chi anyị amalitere ọlụ a n'ime m adị malitere ọlụ a n'ime m adị ga-alụ ya lụọ ọgwụgwụ ịmara mma na ịmara mma eze eluigwe ịmara mma na ịmara isi afọ gbara okwu ịmara mma na ịmara mma dị ike n'onwe ya ịmara mma na ịmara mma ọka obere ụzọ ịmara mma na ịmara mma onye amụma n'onwe ya ịmara mma na ịmara mma Chukwu bụ ka mma ịmara mma na ịmara mma olileanya ụmụ ogbenye ịmara mma na ịmara mma afọ nwa cheta nna ya ọ mara mma na ọ mara mma eze eluigwe ọ mara mma alụ ọ mara mma Igbo bụ Igbo birikweni ụtụtụ ọma ehihie ọma mgbede ọma depending your time zone anyị ga-adị ka echi maka na echi adịghị agwụ agwụ ka anyị na-agwa ya ọbụla isonyebe. What are you waiting for? Click the like button, subscribe, comment, share. Ife anyị na-ekwu na nke ikpeazụ onye elu If you are just coming across our channel for the very first time, you are welcome. This is Kelena TV. We are live and we are direct, bringing you the gospel of redemption like your doorstep. If I never go common sense, the reason I brought him if I got school. I just want to make common sense as always. For the latecomers, we will revisit this Congressional something. Congressional hearing or Congress hearing. We will visit there again. Are you still confused? You should not be. I ain't visit here again. You know, even if they can be confused, you don't have to be. More about greetings from here. Okay, greetings from here. Political brouhaha. Greetings from here. Ekele dịrị Chukwu. Makamele. Political brouhaha. Norienne bani iwu. Norienne. Oh, okay. Tata bụ again Friday. Otaka weekend na-ebido dị ayama ife ụwa na-ekwu. Ife anyị ma na-abara anyị chọrọ iri visit Washington DC again. Ọ maka bụ na nwere ife echefu dị ya. Na ya wabụ na nwere ife echefu, we can remind them. Anyị ga-visit Washington DC maka na nepe wee n'ọkụ final. Ife a bụ ife dịgo ya n'isi. Margaret Norienne. Ekele dịrị Chukwu Norienne ekele dịrị Chukwu. Igboke Amaechi Norienne. Anyị ga-visit Washington DC again n'ezie. Victor Norienne. Nga ya agbabụ na ọnwa ife ochefu. Anyị chetara egwe ya na Mike Genene. Mike Links to Rock ka ọ gịrị ka a na-akpụ ya. Na ọbịa na anyị afọ ọkụ ya maybe na ọya anụ ya taa. Or maybe the Napan or somewhere anyị afọ ya. Nwanne, don't be confused. Ọ dịrị ya bụ na ọ dịrị ya. You know they be say you know they. You know they. Oh, you know they. You don't know Norienne. Eze kwesịrị Norienne. For the latecomers, I ain't give visit to you again. If I na-adị na ụwa. Shadrach Norienne or Desmond Norienne. Greetings from here. Augusta Norienne. If I be fed in ụwa. Onye amara eme. Ahapụrụ gị. Iru ebe a boy onye ọ bụla aja n'anya. Easy way Norienne. Onye a ejiro template, arapụrụ gị. Iru ebe a nyuchia nsi ụzọ. Ị na-anụ Washington DC, iche na nwere ife eji ebe ahụ ime. Ndị aja ọsụrụ gaa rentịrị nwa hall. Mere onwe ha town hall meeting. Fa rentịrị hall. Ụgwọ ego na-ekwu na afụ. Nọrọ ebe a mere onwe ha town hall meeting. Ị mana onye nke na-achị bongo ozi na town hall. Ibala blue. Ka onye nke a si eme nke ya. Town hall. Agwado ya ndị ewa. Fapụrụ guarantee onwe ha hall. Mere onwe ha town hall meeting. Signal hearing in the congressmen and women. The highest shame. In fact, the highest people that is shameless people. Bondi agara rent ya hall. Town hall meeting yesterday. Since I have been following if I want on social media. What I saw some hours ago, they are the most shameless. They are the most wicked. They are the most heartless. They are the most deceive or deceivers. I am for what happened yesterday as no Congress hearing of Biafra? If I have the most shameless, they are the most shameless people. They are the most heartless people. They are the most in the 419s. I am being frank. I come and follow the family. Then I hear when I do. How about India? Fana is a picture. Because I ain't really keep looking at those pictures. How about India? Need Fana is a picture. Fanoria. And this woman in America. That the most important thing in America about integrity. The most important thing in America is not integrity. Can you be the go see the pictures? Because it is very, very important we show you pictures. And you see the pictures. And you got that happened yesterday. Why Nande has a picture with Nafanoria? Are you still confused? You should not be. If a Marunya Garabo, all these senators, congressmen and women, Fanodo, Ndebai and their representatives, Anodo. Then, when Emezi, and then their own document. Ndị nke ejide a na-agụ ife na-eme na nke a ndị nke a na-akọnfam ya a na-ajụ ajụjụ onye nke a na-aza ajụ ajụjụ ebe a onye nke a aza sinetọ nke a jụọ onye be anyị nke a asa sinetọ nke a jụọ onye be anyị nke a asa onye be anyị nke a jụọ sinetọ nke a asa onye be anyị nke a jụọ sinetọ nke a asa ọ ntu o kwesịrị ịdị. But what we have bụ a group of Umunna that went and rented a hall and organized a town hall meeting. These guys they are heartless. They are heartless. These guys, they are mean. This pressure from here. Nothing happened. Because I will show you pictures of a picture. Oh, this congressman, this congresswoman, meet this one, meet this one. Uruzian at the most important occasion. The most important occasion, the most important day. Niman Dumamadia. As a man that have known this people, Fana is the picture, na pankata, na chia document, na paifa manyene Biafra. The D-Day, the most important day na his life. Anchalile, what does that tell you? If any now have a photo, it's just pictures, nothing more, nothing less. It is so shameful. They are heartless. They are mean. They are not serious. They can't be trusted. More than if I married yesterday, if I got an movie, present again at this age. They are wearing our country. Huh? Fasali ego be yabati. You will live in Asha. Mba. And I say go bunya but
buru akpati ya naba ịnarụ emepekwa na ya emepe just debe ya after a few days ga-amepe ka ikoli ego ndị a chọrọ ịsara gị ego asasịara gị ego ebunye ya akpati na this age n'anya gị na-apụ thank God for God or else nepa karị were ọkụ. This man, we want to show you his picture now. The question is, why an ephemeral attend like this most important occasion? If you are joining, do well and hit the like button. You have not done that. If today is your first time, I am a preacher of the gospel of redemption. And we are asking God for end time anointing to preach this gospel. Ndị a now. Ndị a. Why na ndị a nọrọ there? Anyị ga-agbanyere gị pictures niile fa na-agbanye. Ka ejuzi onwe gị. Why na ndị niile a na-ese picture with agbanye? Why na none of them attended this thing yesterday? The most important day na ndụ nwa amadi a. The most important day, at least ka ndị be anyị fụ na those pictures a na-ese. That is actually learning with discussion before I said the picture. For the fact that you did not see any of them yesterday, that shows you level as good as ordinary picture. It's just ordinary picture. Nothing more, nothing less. The more you look, the less you see. Let us go and look for them. There are many. Let's go and look for them for you. There are many. It's a group picture by Eric. And we cannot continue like this. We cannot. The worst thing they am on child, you make the Halamaya or Ramata. No, Amari, if no one will you talk Rena. Moka by a picture here. Give him na this man. Emerald attend. Give him an onion emerald attend. The money could be read the sono. Never have a step. Can always say this picture. The guy man does will hang here somewhere. The man I read to it. Say I can say a picture. Now, why Lonyanka Emerald attend yesterday? Their friend ezigbo enyi ya nwoke onya na onya abụ ezigbo enyi and onya nwere ihe ọ na-host na Washington DC ịmakwana na mmadụ just mere onwe ya wedding ceremony ịmakwana ka what happened yesterday mma at least wedding ceremony some ndị ọcha bụ your friends ga-abịa in short niile host obere mmekọnọta ife birthday ndị ọcha bụ your friends ga-abịa mana ihe niile fa na nwa amadi a segoro picture a na-akpọ congressmen and women, none of them showed up. What does that tell you? In America, integrity is the most important thing. So you can actually take picture with anybody. Mana sitting down discussing n'ife agatoro onye aha amamia why na onye nke agaro dia yesterday. Ka anyị gaa na-ewepụtara gị aka efu onye nke agaro dia many of them emitigro many of them ife abụ last card ka anyị played ihe ahụ last card and check up ka emere ife a onwezikwa ife ọzọ ị na-eche that is your business. Onwezi ife ọzọ ị na-eche na-abụghị iwere ego iji gatụnyere USB declare ka fa were ya wee jebe okwu Maazị Ekpa Njọkụ na his appeal ka ọ pụta ị na-egbu onwe gị oge. Onye nke a abịarakwa dị ya nke a bụkwu dị onye oji sef abịara dị ya onye nke a ka nwaanyị ka anyị go ife ọ dịrị ebe a ife a na-eme on September 11 on September 10th, 2025, Biafra Republic Government in Exile Acting Prime Minister, APM Ogechukwu Nkere, meet with Congresswoman Lemonica McLever to discuss areas of mutual interest between Brady and the U.S. government, APM, in addition to provide a general briefing. Okay, provide a general briefing about Biafra issues to Congresswoman, highlighting the plight of imprisoned Biafra political activists and the role the U.S. government can play in obtaining their releases. APM Nkere also stated the role that Congress should play in blocking future arms sales to Nigeria, as well as agreement which could be made between Biafra and the United States. Lastly, APM Nkere discussed engagement, the Biafra American diaspora with Congresswoman McLeod represents a significant Biafra American constituents. APM Nkere is grateful to the Congresswoman for the opportunity to meet. Now, if I na job, why? Remember, only if I were dying, you that's go if I only can already yesterday. Oh yeah, the one matter. The truth of the matter, that is the only thing I can tell you. My brother, I like things that you are always doing in this social media. But one thing is making me to be annoying for our brothers that start this struggle with our leader. Most of them have forgotten the way they start the struggle. The struggles. Now, they don't say anything concerning our leader. Our leader called Mazin Nambikano. One day, the truth of the matter, nobody sent you that time. Okay, now if you know what you're in a book, the only person they work again now Banjoko. All that noise, if Rana Bumakana for somebody name something. All that noise, now for somebody name something. Ikuku na afọ not to nancy okoko. Maazị ba na-eme something. Anọzia now. Ndị niile if you na fa na-ekwu okwu mgbe a femechisiela ọnụ. Fa dị ekwu ya na ọ dị na fa chọrọ ikwu ya. Ha na-ekwu ya ka ọ gara ịdị ka ọ bụ nneke Maazị ba na-ekwu ya. That is the truth. Ha dị ekwu ya that they are genuinely saying it with obi fa niile. Ife ha ji ekwu ya bụ why fa ji ejije anọrọ. Ndị mmadụ ewere na-afụta ya n'ụdị na ọ bụ Maazị Ekpa na-ekwu na ọ bụrụ fa na-ekwu. Yeah, that is just all. That is just all. Oge niile ahụ nwere onye na-ekwu okwu. None of them is saying anything. If you are very, very observant, none of them is saying anything. The only voice anyị nwere oge niile ahụ Maazị Ekpa Njọkụ. He is the only voice, no other voice. Other voices say na anọ bụ ndị na-account ya. Nah, let us just go and say something. There was a time IPOB had release press release almost every two days. Now about you on social media, not that they are actually making sense or they are actually saying something that they know or something that they mean. No, they are just saying it because they are overshadowing Maazị Ekpa Njọkụ. Now when I roar anos ya. Oh, if I can agwa gị mgbe a na-ekwu na ikuku kuo afọ otule ọkụkọ. If you na about to know ọkụkọ. That is the truth. The only voice speaking there. ọ bụrụ na Maazị Eba Njọkụ na ya, the truth of the matter bụ na ọ ma nọ that video of those 3 vibrant young Igbo boys, if I am ever na that video, aka na-ekwu ụfọdụ si na AI, ụfọdụ si na ọ eme. Maazị Eba ama nọ ụdị ife afọ eme, ọ ghara ikwu okwu, and ọ pụtagodi online, ị ga-afụ how angry ọ dị. Ụdị arụ ama mmịa n'iru, arụ adịghị eme odogwu n'iru, but ọ mere. Maazị Eba ọ bụrụ na ọ na raụndụ nke ifuru a na-ekwu na arụ adọrọ Maazị Nnamdi Kanu, ife na-eme bụ ụmụnne ya si ebe apụta fa gụọ newspaper, lọya nke apụta ha gụọ ebe a. Ụdị ihe a ka ọ na-eme ọ bụrụ na Maazị Eba na ya na Maazị Eba edikere ya sit at home. I am telling you. So, and o mere anya mgbe a everywhere na-agbagara, everybody na-chat, oh, every time this one, everywhere na-agbagara. Mana now, ọ nọzi everywhere jụọ n'oyi. Gara ọ na-agbakwa ji egbuo mmadụ. Maka the truth of the matter, you must admit this truth. No mere ndị akpọrọ ọrụ, and there is every possibility na fa arapụrụ ọrụ akpọrọ faroba ọjọbọ. That is the truth. O mere ndị akpọrọ ọrụ ji arapụ ọrụ akpọrọ fa rụba ọrụ ọzọ. That is the truth. Ọ dị everywhere. So, o nwere onye na-ekwu ihe ọ bụla oge niile a. They are just noise makers, trying just, they are struggling that their voice may be heard. That is just all. Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ka a na-ekwu na arụ adịrọ. No ọhaleze, nobody have said anything. Mana ọ bụ na Maazị Eba Njọkụ na ya oge ekwu okwu. Ifụ na ya abụkwa ife anyị ji ekwu, nke ji etinye aka. Finland tụrụ ya nga nye appeal. Gaa tinye aka na ọ ga-apụta via appeal. Ka ego ya si ya apụta na ịsọpọtụrụ USB declared with ego. Ndị niile a na-eme meeting with congressmen and women, the most important day of his life, or these meetings, meeting niile anyị fụrụ a na-eme, pictures niile anyị fụrụ a na-akpa, iji prove to you that of a truth na o nwere ndị a na-emit na-enwe discussion banyere this very thing. Yesterday ka result ka akpọ. Since they have been meeting, they have been discussing privately, taking pictures, discussing about this thing. Yesterday could have been, that is the best day of his life. Yesterday got about the best day of his life. In fact, yesterday because he have been meeting them in the secret. That is, if it is true, now the meetings, pictures, so and discussion here, no for this thing. Yesterday, Garabo, the most happiest day of his life. The most happiest day of their life was and there was seminar wedding. Now, let's say no, the most happiest day yesterday. Can the be at that very occasion for our people to see that of a truth? Nandi had no. But you see nobody. What does that tell you? If any na photo cover. And you must not listen to them going forward. If they can boldly, yesterday that we are going to replay now, Congressional hearing. Let me look for it. Biafra US Congressional briefing. Obuna fag ali wobi why dey fag Congressional hearing nke Biafra. Ha le yobi nwanne kwesịrị ili that is in yobi ịgbaketa ndị asụ. That is the truth. Mgbe fag ani yobi why dey distant Biafra US Congressional hearing. Liobi why dey ya ikwesịrị ili yobi ịgbaketa asụ. Focus na US be declared. Ebe result na akpọ. Ebe a ga na-make noise, but results speak for itself. How many of them say na ego whistle waste emechakwa na butia onwego onye be anyị ọ dị na social media now onye be anyị testimonies dị everywhere. Ma one of our brother that called in from Oslo, Netherlands or Switzerland, testifying how onye revoke gra akwụkwọ ya na-achọ ibu n'ibu na onye ahụ reach out to USB declare the government. Agbabatakwa ya n'obodo anapụghị akwụkwọ ya na-amị ya mbụ na USB declared intervened. Arapụ anya na Italy, somebody akwụkwọ ya nwana asylum ya ka ọ gịnị etipiana. The person reached out to USB declared fa etinye arụ present area document oru ebe a gbatịgharị ya akwụkwọ ya 6 months. These are the kind of testimonies anyị need ịnụ. Mgbe ọ bụ na ndị a lere obi gbanyere gị ife a gwa gị na hearing nke Biafra and the US congressmen and women liobi gbanyere gị na this age ị kwesịrị ili obi ga-enye ndị azụ. I am being frank. Ireland, yes, Ireland. You are right. We are going to open the studio very, very soon. Our people can call in and they testify. Is your, especially in the from Nabati Aoko, they may go apply for their ID and then the Ozonesia. Eba baby negranya. All this noisy anime. We have told you. Yesterday, Garabo, the most happiest day, Nando Mamadia. Mobro rain, even in all these people can attend that very Congress. Umadiofu congressman, no dia. Not one. Man, only meet if I fanchene a picture. Mbefaga niobi, why fan at this age? Bageno Biafra, US congressmen and women hearing. Liobi baketande azu. That is the truth. Niobi baketafazu. We are not fools. Unless we decide we can at this age. Don't worry. I'm a gapa with a picture. Nke fagra. Nke hearing fagra. If edition. Let me bring it. Let me look for it and bring it to you. If you keep hearing Hagra, because they are the same people sharing everything. Mbobo na ndị aga niobi, bayre gị fa. Nwanne niobi, baketande azu. Let me look for that picture. If you picture nke bụ hearing, that is more than nke abụ hearing eziokwu. At least ga afọ ndị mmadụ afọ. Let me look for it. I saw that picture. I saw how that picture is when I'm on more Photoshop, but at least I forgot it. Because I ain't gonna that hearing now. I saw that picture yesterday. I believe from now I will talk anything about that picture. Yeah, with the man. Yeah, I can argue na mgbe ọbụla ndị a dịrị obi gbanyere gị fa gwa gị na ọ bụ hearing la this age. Ọ bụ na ịtụrụ ndị egwu amara m ife kọsịrị ya. Before I say no hatred and propaganda, there is picture that I'm looking for. Oh, a picture natural. I saw that picture yesterday. Omeroha, God bless you. Makamele. If I ain't awagable, Bob and Andy Adriobi, Bayri Odifa. The best thing they get be in you be Faso. That is the truth. nwere picture na-achọ. Na siguri side nke Simon na akpara wee show. That picture one here in Hangara. Ya nwaduru gal. Ife dị iche. Ife dị iche. But I think I will be playing you that of yesterday. Then the man actually the picture because we are in a fast lane. Man, if I ji wee wetara gị ya bụ mgbe ọ bụ na ndị a nlere obi gbanyere gị ife a gbanyere gị yesterday signal of hearing n'ihe obi gbakọta ndị azụ ndị ya achọrọ gị ndụ. That is the truth. Let me bring the hearing to you. To some of you that is still confused. I am going to see you now because going to a then maybe I actually hearing by the original hearing. I think that would be even the best thing to do. Here you have it. This is for yesterday. Last card, last card. Anybody have for the as last card? I don't think I can help the person. Now, the Biafra U.S. Congressional briefing. Christmas for the latecomers. And the guy, they were not very we don't want to watch it by yourself. At this age, by the hand, one the boss.
All right, the hour is here.
The hour is here, like empty hall.
The reason why we are here today. We are here for our freedom. Because it's our right. And
God, we want a town hall meeting.
Congressional briefing. And we have
a congressional briefing. Can you about yoga?
We Biafrans
I'm which guy or Brazil. Congressional.
We are here for our freedom. Because it's our right. And Congressional briefing.
I don't know Congress. Come on about the US.
Reference.
Rentry Hall.
All right, the hour is here. And we all know the reason why we are here today. We are here for our freedom because it's our right. And Congressional briefing.
Eba bridge the bridge.
And we have our special guest here.
Nega Congressional can know.
We Biafrans are familiar with who he is. Is someone who advocates for freedom, human rights, and also religious rights. We have our special guest, Marco Ruby, and Ruby is Senior Fellow, American Enterprise Institute. Thank you, Marco.
Empty hall.
Thank you very much, Mr. Acting Prime Minister.
Oh, yeah, my boy, I'm welcome.
It's
That one
good
in
to
charge
see
of everything.
Biafra in DC. Unlike in Nigeria and unlike in Finland, we're not going to arrest dissidents. to tell you that Biafra may have redeclared its independence, but it is a long history. And if we count the maps that European merchants, geographers, and other travelers made dating back to the 17th century, then Biafra is actually older than the United States of America. We're not talking about a so-called secession. We're talking about decolonization. And when we look at Africa today, we must recognize that the problem of colonialism is no longer based in London and in Paris. It's based in places like Abuja and Lagos. The fact of the matter is, and for that matter, Yaoundé as well, the fact of the matter is that we are witnessing a second wave of decolonization in Africa right now. Biafra, Amazonia, Somaliland are at the front line of a struggle for freedom, religious freedom, as well as simply personal, economic freedom, political freedom. The fact of the matter is, though, when we talk about that front line of colonialism, Biafra, Amazonia, Somaliland, we're also talking about a response to genocide. The fact that look at the modern history of Biafra, the key figures represented on this podium, and it's so appropriate that we're sitting here in a room of the Biafra struggle. The fact of the matter, they did not start the struggle for Biafran rights. Nigeria did. Nigeria has agency. They have decision making. No one forced Nigeria to undertake the pogroms of 1966. That was a decision that was made in Lagos. And what we have seen, the struggle for freedom in Biafra, is a natural response to the repression, which is now more than 60 years old inside Nigeria, especially with regard to Biafra. Now, we can talk about genocide. And unfortunately, what has occurred in Biafra from in the late 1960s and so forth isn't the only case of genocide that the 20th century has seen. But what makes the history and the recognition of the Biafran genocide so important is this. When the Jews suffered the Holocaust, Germany afterwards acknowledged the Holocaust. The ideology that led to Nazism became stigmatized. Yes, there are still Nazis today, but it is an ideology which is outside the realm of acceptable belief. The problem with genocide denial isn't simply a denial of fact, a denial of history. But when you don't acknowledge the genocide, then what you're actually doing is throwing a life raft to the ideology upon which that genocide occurred. So when you have someone like the late Muhammadu Buhari, whose hands were covered in blood from the events of the Biafra genocide, by the president of Nigeria, without anyone acknowledging his role. That's simply perfect.
This guy Liriobi Byron Efa won no Biafra US Congressional briefing. On the old Liriobi Byron Efa at this age. One of us really
unu kwesịrị unu n'ihe obi unu agbaketa ya azụ ma ọ bụrụ unu dị serious.
And legitimizes that genocide. Now, when it comes to genocide denial, I also have this to say. When people debate foreign policy in the United States, one of the progressive slogans that we hear time and time again is no blood for oil. Well, I have a message for Alexander Stubb. No genocide for oil. Finland has been a disgrace. Stubb has come to Turkey at the expense of the Kurds, at the expense of other dissidents, for the sake of getting Turkey to lift its de facto veto for Finland's NATO membership. Now he's kowtowing to the Nigerian government by arresting Simon Ekpa for the sole reason of advocating against genocide and of providing, frankly, at this point, the only reasonable way forward, given the actions of the Nigerian state. Now, we can't engage in wishful thinking, and unfortunately, that has been the problem in the United States. I would argue that Europe is more engaged in a cynicism, where they simply want Nigeria's oil, and let's be frank, it's not Nigeria's oil. It's Biafra's oil, the Delta region and so forth. The fact of the matter is they feel it's easier to have a relationship with the dictator, and they're going to look the other way. Never let the Europeans pretend that they stand as a representative of human rights when they act in such a cynical, racist, and way that is so contrary to life, liberty, justice, freedom, political rights. The fact of the matter is the Europeans need to be called out each and every day for that. Finland, especially. Now, I was so far as saying Finland doesn't deserve the plaudits that so many people, Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, tend to ascribe to Scandinavian powers. I would today argue that through its actions behind the scenes, by laundering the Nigerian government, by allowing, by cynically using this mantle which it had developed over decades as a protector of human rights, that Finland has become one of the most cynical promoters of human rights abuses, on par with Russia, with China. The difference is Russia and China are much more open about what they're doing. Now, when it comes to the United States, however, the United States is we have two problems here. The first is whether you're Republican, whether you're I don't care. And the fact of the matter is Biafra, like Cyprus, like India, should be a bipartisan cause. There's nothing partisan about freedom and liberty. And I say as a Republican, but I was a Congressional Black Caucus for the late Congressman Bill Gregg, who was a Democrat. So I say this not just as wishful thinking, but someone who truly believes
Ife a ka ọ lụrụ ebubo arịa ọnụ si ụnụ n'ọbụ
that's our general ignorance
ndị US congressman and woman.
coming in
Wepụ how empty ọ dị.
democratic power or
Ọ lụrụ ebubo arịa ọnụ ya.
coming in after years of floor of their office of the Dwight D. Eisenhower
Okay. Afugom Pishon Lacho. Let me now show you something. One of you. Abro Nandi also forget, yeah. You go hard, make you forget you. Make I show you something. If you hearing in Kayan Wajire, which I stand to be corrected, maybe now that one say Photoshop. But okay, if you can hear in lad. Now here you have it. Here you have it. Here I'm hearing into another. This is the one that he went. Maybe this picture, I don't know how true is the picture, but to take a good look at the background of hearing. If you hear the teacher, let me read what he wrote here. Let me read what he wrote here. Briggy Acting Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere attended a historic congressional hearing, conflict and the persecution in Nigeria. The case for a CPC designation held by the House Foreign Affairs Committee during the hearing. Multiple members of Congress on the committee recommended the United States government, Nigeria, be redesignated a country of particular concern, which applies to nations engaged in or tolerating particularly several violations of religious freedom as defined by the International Religious Freedom Act of 1998. Briggy lobbyist Elias Grasolis attended the hearing with acting Prime Minister Nkere. Now, if Abu Nkefama attend, according to the write-up, he attended this one with Elias. Then, we for certain ever now. We for certain ever. We from the Ocha I don't know how to help our able for them to understand this thing. This one now, but hearing that he went to with Elias, from the Ocha. We for the certain. I don't know how true is this Photoshop. I don't know how true is this. I stand to be corrected. If it is Photoshop, maybe with you and any member. Man, look at the background of the hearing. If between this hearing he attended with Elias, you compare with this one, he is showing you the video. He is heartlessly showing you that video. Heartlessly. Telling you now that in Biafra Congress hearing. US Congress hearing on Biafra. If Abo hearing in Kefagra. According to the write-up, look at the background of this hearing that he went. Then look at what he told you. No hearing. We must. I don't understand. Look at the one he is telling you. Muhammadi won't be video ifa. Won't be video this thing. Yeah? Won't be video ifa. Look at it. Video ifa by the signal of hearing. Look at it for video. That is it. By the signal of hearing.
And if I may,
Then,
Nigerian religious.
the question now is this one that he attended to, that I just showed you, which I will show you again. This one now. Onwukwara ihe furu dị iche. Onwukwara ihe furu dị iche n'ime this two thing now. Onwukwara ihe furu dị iche. Yeah? Onwukwara ihe furu dị iche n'ime ife a. This is hearing that he attended to. According to him. In any anya putting there, how many hearing with? And this is the hearing he is telling you. This is the hearing he wants you to watch. This one is his own hearing for Biafra. The hearing that I just showed you, his picture, but the one he attended to, he attended with Elias. Mananka nke Biafra. Ya mo Further members and the staffs only. Yeah, hall o jire rentre. Gawa ebe a gakụtasịa picture ma Odumegwu Ojukwu anyị na-afụ ebe a now. Picture nke adị ebe a now. Kụtasịa ebe debe ya. Just continue to watch for the late comer.
On the parts of some sectarian communities. Now, and if I may, Nigerian religious animosity on the parts of some sectarian communities. Now, one problem, of course, is that U.S. historical
Biafra. Compare it with the hearing that he went.
Meeting with those who agree, concentrating their efforts on those who disagree. The fact of the matter is,
where go to USB declare? All this confusion and distraction end there.
Because the price of America, there's some.
It is possible, but this is video. This is all his video.
And the same thing is true with the professional horn.
I followed it live. But the other one, that one would get what his picture.
There's two general styles.
But into a hearing was ready. But look at the one he presented to you. Now we're hearing. Nobody. Not when you see your chat. Then now they visit or what any of them not here.
As well takes an ambassador, and that ambassador believes that the best way to represent America General Ascad
check up
to have zero tension.
I'm ready for you tomorrow.
And that oftentimes means amplifying that dictator's propaganda, his rhetoric, to his face. Well, the State Department should realize and should recognize that dictators have no shortage of sycophants. It shouldn't be the job of American ambassadors to join sycophants. George Shultz, the Reagan was famous when
US
a new ambassador was appointed. He would bring them up to his office, which was an elegant room, not unlike this which we're standing in the US Congress. And he had a big globe next to his desk. And he would always ask the ambassador appointee, point to your country on the globe. And if they pointed to Nigeria, or they pointed to France, or they pointed to Burma, or they pointed to Pakistan, God help, he would point to the United States and say, this is your country. You never forget it. When we send ambassadors abroad, their job should be to speak truth to power. It shouldn't be to kowtow to a dictator. And if that means calling out Nigeria for its abuses in Biafra, for its abuses of religious freedom, so be it. It may mean you're not going to get invited as the ambassador to this reception or that state dinner. Well, that's the price of being an ambassador and being truthful. Your job isn't to make a dictator feel good. It's to promote American interests as a U.S. ambassador.
It is really sad.
One of the top American interests is religious freedom. The reason why religious freedom should be such a top priority is it really is the canary in the coal mine. It really is the metric by which to
also if you open a sort of papa boy or go there briefing, call it anything. Call it briefing. Who are you briefing to? Obviously, you want to down on every year brief. To but why are hearing? Obviously, not here that we hear you. It was a briefing. If you open a sort of boy, the people not hear about the people that went in there with him. Even the cameraman, it was hired too, because I had some. I got watching if there is something comedy.
Fajos who guarantee camera. Yeah. You go, you see him now. You call it briefing. You call it hearing. This is the height of it. Man, even na this guy Liriobi na this computer age. Present here. But not hearing more briefing. Hearing kafakuru. Forget your briefing after I try to smuggle in now. This was what they did. Okay, Fakotra. Say that Mazi Simon Epa sued Dr. Ngozi Orebeze. Anyanwu Chiefa. Fasige Brigi sued Dr. Ngozi Orebeze. Anyanwu Chiefa. Get the Brigi Merefa. Obu Brigi nke Mazi Epa Kobu their own Brigi. Not knowing not their own Brigi. So if you like, call it briefing, call it anything. The people not here, but those that went in with him, nobody. Again.
See whether a dictator's rhetoric and actions meet. When former Secretary of State Anthony Blinken went to Nigeria and he met with the late Muhammadu Buhari, and he removed Nigeria from the religious freedom watch list, that was wishful thinking. It didn't make Nigeria a better place. It didn't stop the killings in Biafra. It didn't stop the killings elsewhere in Nigeria. All it did was signal to the Nigerian government that they could quite literally get away with murder. Wishful thinking has consequence. The United States also needs not to believe its own spin and not to try to force, cynically use the Biafran issue to advance its other causes. So, for example, I don't know how many times I've talked to people who are partial to the Nigerian government in the United States and will accept the Nigerian laws. And they will say that what we see happening in the Southeast has nothing to do with religious hatred, with religious intolerance on the part of the Nigerian government. It's all about climate change. Let me tell you this. And I've actually said this. Climate change does not charter buses in order to ship Fulani militiamen into Biafra. That's not China. That's not climate change. That's ethnic cleansing. That's religious hatred. That's sectarian cleansing. Which American wishful thinking isn't polite. It doesn't make diplomacy easier. It simply gets people killed. And this is also why it's so important for the Biafran people to rise up and not only work to establish their freedom in Biafra, to reestablish their country.
Statement in
it's also important for them.
This day Nigeria
Now,
or Punch News, further nonsense that you cannot verify. Further nonsense that is not, that will be unverified. There again, who Punch newspaper. Who take them serious? I forget. Sorry.
On issues that have
nothing. Never were no. After this, nothing. Nothing.
And this may be controversial.
Because here in the I have look at here in the somebody that presented this kind of hearing to you, will you allow him to go and hear again? Will you allow such a person to go and hear again?
At the same time,
he should not go to hear anything again.
When Nigeria and its neighbor is
even now, bro, this kind of hearing, he get delivered on the you don't go there, don't represent us again. We don't want to hear you. Nobody want to listen to you. If this is the level of hearing you can present to our people, go and watch US hearing, Congress hearing on Taiwan. Go and watch it. Taiwan, watch it. This is the height of it. Moya and Riobi present here this US Congressional hearing. Present here to you for you to believe at this age. Riobi back at I am being frank.
In order
Game over, one game over, game over.
And prime ministers. And there's a
Game over. If I be presented at this age, U.S. Congressional hearing on Biafra.
recognition
Present here.
despite
Game over.
century-long
Game over.
curves.
Make the fuck idea. Come on, if come on, no more. But he gana for he gana no if idea for the also.
I've had this conversation.
If you know the here, are you not seeing? If we see here that will convince you that of the truth. No, if no, yeah, go you. As seeing is believing. Seeing is believing. If it forever, they make you believe.
What the Greeks and the Cypriots will tell you is, while today Turkey acts once Turkey fundamentally reforms. And so it's important when you speak to promote the freedom for Biafra. Biafra is going to be a model, not only for Nigeria can get its act together. Even as Nigeria heads towards the precipice, the American satirical newspaper.
Rentry Hall. In a check one level, and the congressman and woman land. Ever. Rentry Hall. Bagano U.S. Congressional hearing on Biafra. Yeah? Rentry Hall. Okoro confuse people.
In 2000.
It
was a fake announcement. That U.S. position, the fact of the matter is, as if they have a choice. The fact of the matter is,
just look at where they have ended it.
It's not occupied Biafra and for independent Biafra.
Network
Biafra is going to need to recognize that Biafra is like Mark.
Wait for empty hall. Wait for that. Wait for empty hall. Wait for that. Obu hall like and the congressmen and women land. One man they graduate in we hall. Mero we town hall meeting. Never. Signal U.S. Congressional Hall of Biafra. Look at the empty hall here. Omono channel here. Now we go work out kuna that thing. If I would just normal hall.
Staffers on Capitol Hill. They are going to recognize you for what's wrong.
Imagine.
Because only amateurs talk about their rivals. Those who are legitimate, those who are serious, those who are here today are the people who advance their cause. And make no mistake, momentum is on your side. So I speak here today.
It's not the young speaker of the house. Now, moderator, what if any?
By welcoming you to the Hall of Commons, where you are free to talk to anyone, and you don't need to risk arrest, because again, your words were not offended. We don't have to talk about Helsinki standard. The fact of the matter is,
U.S. Congressional hearing on Biafra.
when the United Nations
Now the land of America can na talk with Sakafisi.
55th or 56th African state. And I have absolutely no doubt.
No.
Na. Imagine.
Please, can we give a hand of applause?
Hi. La this age ka chọrọ ka stage ka set anyị ọrụ a na-esetịrị anyị on camera ka ị were ife ị na-achọ by force ka a chọrọ ime gị ihe a ọkwa ịchọrọ Biafra kwa ịchọrọ Washington DC bịa ka anyị gbanyere gị ka ị were ya.
And it is a kind of one we need. It's Biafran oil. Marco just on his speech, he made it clear. It's Biafran oil and a continent power in Africa. It is a multi-ethnic, multi-language, and multi-religious country with a population of about over 200 million people. There are three major ethnic groups: the Igbo, the Yoruba, and the Hausa Fulani, and 250 other smaller ethnic groups. The Hausa Fulani are prominently prior to their amalgamation with the rest of Nigeria in 1914. Biafra then, there was no single massacre of Biafras from recent.
In
2012,
we have empty hall.
Now become a protest of Chief. Even so, because of determination to levels, engage in high-level dialogue in Washington, D.C. With U.S. government officials. Furthermore, Reggae organized a self-referendum in which more than 50 million Biafrans voted. Organization they will make
taking too far.
Islamic terrorists and extremists. This is important now more than ever.
Imagine.
In my land, Biafra, the ongoing genocide is a
useless people. It is not today we begin to have a belief in us. To 1966.
If I will hall, I could over.
One.
That was wonderful.
I get go down here.
So that we can have our own independent state and live.
I get go down here
with our own values.
That's what
I will say about that. Thank you.
Yeah, not only 1 naira. I want
by the Nigerian
to say across during the
if you see her, and I go Washington DC.
Incarcerated like Mazin and Kano and Simon Ever.
In that and to show that there was
the official boys comedy. Wait for that. The official boys comedy. What they call the cameraman. The official boys comedy. If you get no, the official boys comedy. Wait for that. If I about the official boys comedy.
Odi hai ya ya. Brother, yeah, with the official voice comedy. Wait, let me take it back. Wait for that. The official voice comedy. Wait for that. Oh, yeah, there, yeah. Evana. The official voice comedy. Oh, if there, yeah. Let's go. What about Salah? U.S. Congress briefing on Biafra. And then I Farmer Sana. Farmer Sana there, yeah. Farmer Sana Congress here in the U.S. in Biafra. Or you are going to what you go Washington D.C. Maryland Congress here. Report of one. Or you are going to. I'm going to report of one. What next? What next? Are you still confused? You should not be. I na go gas. Onye aga na buy 1 minute video or 2 minute video or 50-second video. Banyere ife niile ọ na-eje meet my pictures. Ị kwacha on udo dị. Isi anya na pia na afụ dị mkpa afụ ogwogwo ime ya. Anyị afụ ogwogwo ime ya here. I don't know. Anyị afụ ogwogwo ime ya. How is it possible? Are you still confused? You should not be. Go and support USB. Okay, go to the support USB. We are going to post link. Are you still confused? It can be confused. It can be confused. Maybe you come in. Anybody can help you and explain to you better. Or if you still have any other thing to explain to us, like this video, that we don't know, how important and mighty this video we just watch is.
You can come to the camera and tell us. I want to put link. Are you still confused? You should not be. Go and support the USB declared with ego. Here we go to Ramazep and Joko lawyer. Oh, yeah, we figure. Anglican Church. Oh, yeah, man. Are you still confused? Come to the camera. If you are not coming, we will come back in some hours' time for one easy point. If you are still confused, come to the camera. If I ask Washington, D.C., U.S. Biafra Congress hearing, or Biafra U.S. Congress hearing, Abasana.
No matter how you go about it,
Abasana. If I never gave him Bob and Riobi, why they give fun at this age? Wagon over here in Biafra, congressmen and women attend. Or Niobi by the Niobi with Obi Nazo, Bucket on Yazu. Niobi Bucket Yazu. Bob no Niobi go see all day fat. Second of Biafra US Congress hearing. Bucket Yazu. Bucket Yazu. We have 2 minutes to draw the curtain and to get ready for one easy ocha. One easy ocha even when you undermine the truth, the consequences are with you. One Madi and Riobi, by the Gefa, Oria Wuna, Oria Wuna, and where's the about Jazwaga? Oria Awuna. Triple M, no, you grab the mic. Are we expecting another or encore? Okay, it can be confused. Be not. Talk to us.
My brother, I'm killing now. Don't drink it, matter. One if they are not standing with the truth, one I got to who will harm up forgot a week. There is no room for sabotage anymore. At this 21st century, if our people can get no rockwa, ana ha face n'ishi ejikwe mo na ana ma esokwe container bata taze ngwa ahịa ma eme ihe n'ihe nwanne
yes, if I'm unable, I have too much money abroad, but the thing is that I don't know how to send it home. I don't know how to send it home. I have too much money abroad. I'm very rich and wealthy, but I don't know how to send it home. I can out there.
Wow. So now, initially what they have been floating on social media was US Biafra hearing.
Yes.
And when you talk of hearing, and that's what Congressional.
Exactly.
Congressional. And
all
congressmen can I go because I didn't Biafra, at the end of the day, in a 10 minutes, has a briefing. We are more wiser than Sapeto.
Don't mind him.
10 minutes, they brought it out to briefing. Now, I hear 11 briefing now. When you are not, who are you to invite the congressional Hanine Abia for your own house?
Do you know why? Fana has a picture steady. Now by an
photo. My brother, congressman, and note if they have any meeting with congressmen, Ghana site you will see the update in the site to notify all the people they involved. Program Haji.
Exactly.
Date. A clash with the date in those. Give me your own special date and your specific time. Now, what do we see? Ghana, Maryland, the Gaburu podium stand, pool stand, Brabia office, Harry.
no ya na moto ka ọ na tren. Onye ama ntu esi wee transport ihe nke a from Maryland to DC.
Crucial pictures.
Korea from they just emptied the office. Because if any day I said they are here.
Yeah, now, it's Igwe noble hearing. Oh, I'm going to invite on a neutral ground.
Exactly.
Get one thing, Gibia, and the Abia Hancha got on our stage. Get call Hijibia, how do I do a interactive session?
Exactly.
How do you hear? Ya kpọrọkwa ndị na ha na-eso agba arụfesi maka ndị a bụ ndị a na-agbado mmadụ ha na-adị ebu ma ọ bụ atọ onye kebu okwu gị okwu onye n'ihi okwenye nghọta gị gbuvuo onye be gị ga-abata ka ihe onye na-ekwu na gị si isi ama ha m na-aga gwagwụ ya onye ga-agbagịsị na ohi n'ebe anyị ndị Igbo nwanne ya jụrụ ga jụ na ị gaghị ama onye ma ndị awụ onda na-asụ shipụ onda na-eme nga na bidebe asama gị isi o.
Yes.
These are the same people okporokwala na abịakwa ha abịakwa na podium na-akọkwara ya ihe anyị makwa anya ihe mgbe anyị makwa anya na onye na onye ka ajụjụ dị onye sara ajụjụ onye na way forward onye ahụrụ ka agbara Biafra cheta na n'ụra na chi efogo udo dịrị nwanne m.
Thank you. Happy man. Greetings from here. Grab the mic.
Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
This is just, I wrote in your, first and foremost, I greet you. I appreciate you. First, I want to thank you for your consistency and your common sense, because you started with that word, common sense. And when I used to watch it that time, I say, it's really true. We call it common sense, but it's not common. And every day you came up with a slogan that when men undermine the truth, just like Nigeria, since its inception, has undermined the truth. If run every day, up till now, over 60 years of independence, they are still dealing with something.
Yes.
So I just want to thank you for showing this thing clearly, and to see that if you read my comments, this is just a joke taken too far. But believe me, we are going to make sure that this is their 419 that they do, that they will go and arrange a king, arrange everything. This is arranging. We arrange here U.S. Congressional hearing in U.S. Just don't worry. He has taken this too far. And that's why they are trying to play with words. Words now, saying his briefing is this.
Yes.
That first flyer, filed the U.S. Congressional hearing. Je gwandi U.S. na their court. Ifasibu Congressional hearing. That's why you see that. Is it that those Biafrans there are just illiterate or illy informed or just plain stupid? Because this is just, Google it. It's in Google now. Just the U.S. Congressional hearing. You will watch a U.S. Congressional hearing. If you educate yourself. Only put that in the 21st century. This is not even funny. This is very sad. This is very sad. That's why since Wazurike up till now, this Biafra struggle just for money making.
Exactly.
Just for money making, and that's if Nachundi this serious. Also, if it's not because of Simon, you won't see people like me.
Exactly.
That time I was the one that came to tell you how we went to Finland. How we suffered to donate, or when the boss to come and tell us no and this useless pig next year alias and everything. when PM came to inaugurate him, and when we started donating to be paying him until we stop doing it. This got to stop. I'm not asking all the people in US. Now it's time to put your money where your mouth is. We have to all go and report this 419 to the highest place. We have to report it because this has to stop. What? Now why you 419 in broad daylight? Bully at the US Congress. They will lose the US Congress as they are mocking, as a joke, as a plaything. What kind of nonsense? Obulugalia lure the place. This is the end for him.
But
this is just the end. Now they are trying to change that is briefing. No, I have to go that first one. You go and explain yourself. Una go explain tire. You go and explain yourself how this became a US congressional briefing or US congressional hearing, because all the first flyer, almost quite in a way put that flyer, he gossipa, he two flyer, and now gossipwa ndi buying kafafu, this 419 taking too far. Enough of this nonsense. We are not 419ers. We are the United States of Biafra. Umunnem. Saturday Nabia, support your new nation. So Eba now, are they saying that USB has been declared or factually declared? If we got this confusion, all this is paid to make sure that USB does not breed and we don't continue with this. Is just the work of Nigeria. But if do be an okuna. Oya fufe yemi ekitana. That time oya bia call and do since to be constituting this nuisance. Constituting this nuisance. Now S and everywhere. Ne monu na fa neje congressional hearing. US congressional hearing. On Ayamarozi how US congressional hearing looks like. We live in the cave. Are you so we are not here? Ayamarozi how congressional hearing looks like. This is just so sad. Biko, let me allow other people to talk.
Thank you. Nice one from Happy Man. Ikechukwu Okafo, grab the mic. One of the flyer, US Congressional hearing on Biafra. That guy will be here. Ikechukwu, unmute yourself. Okay, let me see. Okay, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead. Loud and clear. On a network. Ikechukwu watching from Bongo. On network. Bongo. Ozi, grab the mic. Are you able to take that?
Maazị Kalenda TV ndewo. Maazị asị ka ọ bụrụ nwanne nwoke asa ihe na-eme as whoever that undermine the truth, there is consequences are waiting for him. Yes, they have undermined the truth and they are facing the consequences. Na class in this so the Congress, all the whole noise making about the Congress, we didn't say anything. I didn't expect the dignities and all the whole congressmen, we are, like you said.
Number 3. Number 3, that one will be weapons now.
So all these are the what we have for. So all these things are just like what IPOB Nigeria did in Germany. They just gathered themselves. They say they have opened a liaison office, make one or two funny things. It's a similar thing that they did in there. That's a similar thing. They just gather themselves. Just catch fun. They just want to make fun of what we are doing. That's the truth about the whole thing. They just want to make fun. But the Biafra have really understood them. They really understood them. Know that they don't have any facts, no evidence, no documents. They don't have anything. They're just making noise. Just try to make entertainment. They just make comedians. Just want to entertain their audience.
They are comedians.
That's what they are doing. They just want to entertain themselves. Look at what they at the end of the day, what do we learn from this thing now? What do we learn from this gathering? That's not
Fadili from Kelena TV.
If I ever U.S. Congress hearing on Biafra, date September 18th, time 1:30 p.m., location Washington, D.C. Biafrans are welcome to plan to attend the first ever historic U.S. Congressional briefing on Biafra to be held in the United States Congress, and they will bring acting APM. Go ahead, one them mother. Ozi, kana ya? Ozi, la pola, Ndubeze, grab the mic. You are welcome.
Okay, brother. Good afternoon.
No,
I greet all your friends in the room. You know, I jogabomo ajuju. Now say that we all were expecting to see all these people he has been taking pictures with. Understand?
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
mana ana biaziketa na ya say we have a guest. We have a guest. And the guest here we have a guest. He did not even tell us the name of his guest.
The name
He
of the
only
guest,
tell us.
yes.
He did not tell us the name of his guest. He only said that we have a guest. Then ontunu anywana okay mo anono akanom na Africa and ahube monye ocha mbununu. Otawe ebi halonye ocha Mike. Mgbe ahụ onye ọcha kwuchazi okwu mụ eweta ego ebe edowere na onye ọcha bịakwara ije ahụ. Understand? Ọwụkwa na onye nwa ka ahazigara ọrụ. Ọ hazighị ihe ọrụ ya otu o si na-eme o. Mana ịma na so many evidence has been on the ground and on the table. Our government with time for these people. Understand?
Yes.
If I thought that our government have time for these people, so many evidence has been on the ground. Because congressman ya niile kọsọtelenu mụ anyị hụwara post ya ọ na-epost with onye a post with onye. So in all this time, all this while, Yanande asege photo anine na-enwe all these indoor meetings. The only time we could see prove when you're wrong, because I don't want to see prove when you're right, was yesterday.
Yes.
Understand? Yes. Now, at the time of this, now we see ndị anine zuo na ya so kwa eziokwu. Anyị kpọgabukwa onye aha na nkịtị. Onye a meetingekwe ndị ahụ. Onwezi onye anyị hụrụ. Ihe ọzọ anyị hụziri, we have a guest. Guest anyị anụrụ afọ ya. Anya ọgwakwana anyị position onye a na country ebe ọ nọ. Nya just gwa anyị we have a guest, be the guest, the mic, guest ebido kwu eriwe. So amahụ m nwoke man, you know, to conclusion now. Ihe megekwana ihe a ka ewetewe ego. And ego anụ now, which it have already been said before that ego nke no bịa n'aka onyere account maka ya. So now ọ ka na-emekwe na-ahazikwa ihu ọrụ ya ka enwe ike mekwu gịnịkwa ka ewetewekwa ego ahụ to prove us that yes, he's doing something. What is he doing? We don't know. Understand? You make a comment this afternoon that ya wụrụ na mgbe Maazị Ekpa nọ ya ozugbo ahụ ekwutere okwu Maazị Nnamdi Kanu ha dị ya. There was I sent the comment that day. Now look at how helpless, even his own brothers. Look at how helpless.
Everybody.
Yeah, okay, now if you look at the three people who were reading this message, you look at his own brother. Oh, you know to Zia. Okay, no confirm go that don't use our brother's name. Don't use IPOB's name. Nnamdi Kanu say. Keta no, Simon is no more in front of the page. Keta Keta no onye nke now. All this while. Thank you. Because I ain't trying to mgbe kakwa Kanu ntago gịnị ka ọ kpọrọ afọ ya. Gara said that Nnamdi Kanu said don't use my name anymore. Don't use the name of IPOB. Don't use the name of our brother. Kanu nta make that comment sometime 2 years ago. Referring to Maazị Ekpa. Keta na Maazị Ekpa anọzi here. The only person pushing for the release of Maazị Nnamdi Kanu now has been captured. Also, fine and good, he's still in a foreign land or not on a bongo. But the one thing to let our people know is that Keta now, his voice is no more heard. Keta now, ndị a niile si n'ọha nwa bụ ndị o wee mee ha ala ya enweta ya ata na echi. Onwekwa onye kwuo okwu. Oh yeah, we here now. Because if I thought that our government should make silent all these people, forget about why Onyara and Ebeono. Ozugbo edere letter degara ya. She staggered, but she still like at a time they are still following due procedure. Ya makapụtakwa again. Ọ dị ya ka na onwe ihe na-eme. Ma nwoke a na-akpọ ya pụtara nụ sị gị Domko, keep quiet. All the same thing we have.
Network. The network is bad. Okay. Ikechukwu, grab the mic.
Okay.
No. Yes.
Am I coming out?
Loud and clear. Go ahead.
Okay. Again, good afternoon from my hand. I am really happy. So,
Yes.
in our network, all to go. I did go there. Ihe mụnwa nwere because him and o nwere okwu drop si onye dị
Exactly.
I'm nnukwu confused ebe that man nnukwu confused na-adị n'ebe oge nkere kedu ihe anyị mere gị ya agadi ihe ụmụ Biafra na village
ịdịrọ confused maka mgbe ọ bụla na-ajụ ya kee ihe anyị mere gị ya bụ na ego ịghọtara ndị anyị chọrọ dị very confused bụ ndị ka na-asị
did you want me to say? I'm confused. I'm confused from the other way.
All these gangsters. We'll be having
the other side, you were confused. Because I'm not confused. I'm not confused more. We are more than I am. Anything.
Yeah.
They are really good. Okay, get out of the art. Yeah, as the on the way, get why yeah. Our DPM say you cannot do different all the deep. You cannot do what you do. Forget
exactly. Odogo onye ọbụla anya na ife akarịrị ya so onye ọbụla focus o US really clear ọ bụrụ ịdị focus bụ ebe a focus there
maka in a picture na anya na these people are 419 awo o tere na ha this then I can do I'm not going
Michael Rubin, I have one
where I had that one.
Yeah.
So please, my brother, everything will do long way. Onye mara asụ sụọ sụọ na
ka m na-agwa gị
mara asụ sụọ na itinye n'ọkara
thank you
nature ozugbo PM PM invite for office
thank you
mana ọjọ́ na base na ẹjẹ na this is all that people was that this thing of I been open to other things immediately give their personal big here na so we go hold it to or somebody put that I will use it
it's well that's one
what you are doing.
Thank you.
Your program is making you know, and it also keep it up. God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Daalụ. Ọ na-afụ gị anị. Anyị ejekwa na Washington DC ha. Anyị ejeghị ya wee chigata. Ọ ka mma ntụ o si adị. Are you still confused? You don't have to be. Farụsị ya n'ife niile. Ọrụ fa agwụna. Feje na Washington DC. Biafra US Congressional hearing. Ọkwa ifere ebe a. Ya abụ ihe fụrụ. Ịghọtago. Mana ihe anyị na-arịọ gị bụ were ego gị wejire USB declare ka egotara Maazị Ekpanjọkụ lawyer for his appeal ka o nwee ike ịpụta. Ọbụma ọ ka nwekwara some ụmụ oluku that is so attached to nwa amadi a na ife ọ na-eme. But we cannot help you. I am safe with everybody. Maka abụrụ m Jesus of Nazareth. Amaka meele ị ga-adị ka echi maka na echi adịghị awụ awụ. Ijebe ije ejere nabadabe ya naru. Ajọ mmadụ ama mfụ gị anya. Do have a blessed day ahead and a happy weekend in advance. Divine protection upon your life this very week. Now here's a joke. He said, join us in some hours time as we continue.